The story starts with everybody's death. It also shows that the main character, named Aang, the strongest warrior, is the only one who is conscious. But he is on the brink of death, so he ain't surviving, bro. After that, he mentions that he defeated the 7-fin demons that he thought were all his enemies, but he was wrong because there was an 8-fin demon. He continued to blame himself for the incident, saying he wasn't worthy of being called the strongest. We can see that the demon is looking at him like it will do something. And it did something. The demon kicked Aang's dying body. In this part of the chapter, Aang only sees darkness and thinks it is death. But suddenly he saw a light. And that is the part where he got reincarnated. Moving on, there was a sudden shout, and it turns out that Aang had reincarnated as a warrior in the future. He was confused because he thought he died. He quickly checked if it was a dream, and it turned out it wasn't because this was a reincarnation manhwa, so the MC didn't die. After checking, he felt that his face wasn't the same, and panicked because his handsome face and the Greek physique he had, and we all wanted in real life, had suddenly disappeared. After panicking, he now doesn't know where he is. The story shows that he is in Helios City. The scene shifts to the 3rd Squadron leader, Ji Yao Tang, but we will call him with his position. He mentions that they are taking an exam for warriors. The 3rd Squadron leader continued to say the past events were the ancient king's 6 enormous stelaes brought chaos to the world, bringing demons and killing humans. Some demons were captured, and humans did experiments on them. While experimenting with the demons, they found a way to fight them with the help of equipment. They created this by capturing demons and using their core to power up humans temporarily. This gave the humans abilities that can be compared to demons. All the humans who used the equipment were powerful, but Aang stood tall compared to all of them because he was the strongest. Aang was admired, and he led the other warriors to battle the demons for many weeks. They continued to fight the demons until the demons were pushed back. While the 3rd Squadron mentioned all the events in the past 60 years, Aang realized he was reincarnated 60 years into the future. The 3rd Squadron leader continued his story, saying that the heroes died. Even the so-called strongest, Aang, also died when fighting the 7-fin demon. Still, the humans did not realize Aang died from a stronger demon than the 7-fin demon. The 3rd Squadron leader continued expressing his gratitude towards the heroes and hyped up the warrior trainees, while Aang talked to himself. The 3rd Squadron leader caught Aang talking to himself and not focusing on what was happening. The 3rd Squadron leader asks Aang's name. Aang was unsure what his name was. But the squadron leader saw his nameplate, and it was the same as it was in his past life. The 3rd Squadron leader continued to scold our MC that he was disrespecting the name of the hero and continued to say that he was a worthless brat who didn't have a passion. The 3rd Squadron leader was offended and smacked Aang in the face. After getting punched, Aang said that his body was really weak and had a slow reaction time. After getting scolded, the 3rd Squadron leader led the trainees to the physical test. After getting punched, a brown-haired man questions if our MC is still alive. He later introduced himself as Lan, a warrior examinee, so that we will call him Lan from now on. On the other hand, a mysterious girl suddenly interrupted their conversation. The mysterious girl's name was Situ Liu. She said our MC's name won't make him strong, like the hero he was named after. Bro, she doesn't know that your MC and the guy she is talking about are the same. She later said that our MC was childish. After that incident, our MC got annoyed at that girl, who wouldn't. It turns out that the girl who annoyed our MC was the most promising warrior in their batch. For now, he further introduces her. She is known as the Unsmiling Rakshasa. On top of that, her family is one of the most potent martial arts families in Helios. Our MC found the name familiar. Moving on, after Lan helped our MC get up, a flash suddenly engulfed them, but it turns out it was just the camera's flash. A pink-haired girl took a picture of them, complimenting them on their great display of brotherhood. Dang, she's pretty. She is so stunning that our boy started to bleed from his nose. What a simp. Lan questioned if she was taking photos, not realizing it was a perfect time to rizz up. The pink-haired girl introduced herself. It turns out she was Suijui Yuhui. What a pretty girl, but she has a weird thing going on in her brain, fantasizing about our MC and Lan. Moving forward, the scene changes in the fitness test venue. The scene started with our MC thinking that his body may be weak, but he was still the strongest warrior in his past life. When the first round of tests began, thinking he would be the top rank and set a new record, he got a breaking new record. But it was for the longest time taken to complete the long-distance endurance test. What a shame, bro. After that, he realizes that he underestimated his body. Moving on to the stage of the fitness test, he got last place again and again, and even called an idiot by our waifu. Bro was shocked to death, knowing he had crushed the record and got the worst result in history. Our trusty Lan was comforting him, while Suijui was disappointed because our MC might be eliminated, and she could not take pictures of our MC and Lan again. What a creep. Our MC is so bad that he would be eliminated right off the bat if it weren't for the consideration of the third squadron leader. Ah, men, let's call the third squadron leader, Captain Yao Tang. The second round has begun. The second round is about the equipment. When our MC heard about this, he was thrilled because this is his specialty. In his past life, his synchronization rate was 96% and above, and that is why he is the strongest. Our MC mentioned that his body isn't fit, but one's willpower determines the synchronization rate. After that, our MC got a fierce look on his face, knowing that he would show his potential to the ones who mocked him earlier. They later moved indoors to measure the synchronization. After that, they were needed to wear a suit to be able to measure their synchronization rate. The first one to get measured is Situ Liu, the white-haired girl from earlier. Her synchronization rate is 39% synchronization, which is high compared to others. Bruh, when Situ Liu was done getting measured, a bunch of simps were complimenting her while our MC was getting a cringe attack. Even though she presented an unapproachable vibe when everyone was looking at her, when she got into a room by herself, she couldn't hold on to her emotions and got excited because she got a high synchronization rate. It turns out that our little waifu is a softie when no one's around. While our MC is impressed by his thoughts, Lan interrupts him by questioning if she is strong. They both feel her power and potential with such a little body. After that, Lan asked our MC again why he was not nervous. And our MC said he is used to it. Bro, our MC is not hiding secrets. Moving on, the instructor continued the tests. Others got 12% and 10%. Our boy Lan got 24%, and Suijui got an unexpected 30% just because she liked the pain. What a creep. The story switched to the Captain Yao Tang. He complimented the others with great potential in the future. The secretary said that the results have 630% synchronization rate and above. What do you think? Who are the remaining ones that have 30% and up? Finally, our MC is the one who will be tested next. He looked at Captain Yao Tang first, expressing his confidence after going up the stage. While going up, he was insulted, and they didn't know that our MC was the strongest in his past life. Our MC can't wait to prove them wrong, bro. Like, look at his face. When he was in the testing area, there was a blue, green, yellow, and red core. Our MC picked the red strength core. The cores can be grouped into 6 types, but the red, yellow, green, and blue ones are the common types. Red represents strength, yellow is defense, green is healing, and blue is agility. Moreover, the 2 rare types are purple, representing imaginary power, and black core, representing time and space. Although these 2 cores are rare, one of them is rarer, which is the black one. Going back to the scene, our MC is about to put the red core into his suit. And bam, the core burdens the whole body of our MC. As for the strength and mastery of the core, it's all determined by willpower. Imagine if you were in this situation. Would you pass out? As expected, our MC succeeded in applying the core with the help of his past experience. After that, the instructor asked our MC if he was ready. Our MC responded, yes, of course. Then, The scene changes to a red light, illuminating the whole room. Even our waifu was impressed by the reaction. While the synchronization was happening, our MC was flexing midway, bro, like what a Chad he is. Lon recognized that our MC had a talent. Little did he know that our MC was reincarnated, lol. Our MC was so strong that the instructors were shocked when they saw that the synchronization rate was still getting higher and higher. Our MC got 40% in a short period, but little did they know that our MC had 96% in his past life, so 40% is just a measly number for him. Our MC led a powerful energy that made his body and core glow red. His fellow trainees were shocked and confused because a weak brat had previously hidden such power inside him. They saw a rise from 45% to 50% to 60%. Even Captain Yao Tong was shocked by what was happening. When the synchronization reached 80%, his fellow trainees thought he was cheating or the equipment was glitched lol. Our MC continued to flex on some brats, showing them the difference between the strongest warrior and a side character. While feeling his enormous power, there was a sudden shift, and boom, he fell and got grabbed by some powerful being. Suddenly, his strength disappeared, and blood gushed out of his mouth because his body couldn't endure the burden anymore. After that, the instructor thought that the machine was malfunctioning, and our MC's synchronization rate is 10%, lol. All that talk earlier and still got the bare minimum. The secretary reported the results to the captain. After the test, our MC was so exhausted to the bones that he couldn't move. Our boy Lan came to help him, though. Shift in the scene, our silver-haired waifu almost got jealous because she thought our MC would get a higher score than her. While Lan is carrying Aang, this pink-haired creep is taking pictures. After Aang recovered, he reflected on what had happened earlier. He was wondering what was that thing that sucked all of his power. Captain Yao Tang entered the room, and our MC was so exhausted that he was having difficulty standing, lol. Captain Yao Tang congratulated the trainees on passing, but it was not finished yet. There was a practical test where they faced a real demon. He wished the trial would go smoothly, and there would be no casualties. When they were about to go to the assessment venue, our MC was exhausted but exited the room. The captain was the only one in the room, and he picked up a fragment of a core of our MC. Oh man, the captain sure is interested in our MC. The story shows the Helios City, while they're opening the big door of the city. Some warriors are curious, and some are excited. The chattering stopped when the instructor told them to stop and check on the equipment instead. Since Ong broke his core earlier, the instructors gave him a new one, but they only thought it broke because of some glitch. In reality, our MC is the problem. Ong continued to wonder why it broke. Is it because of reincarnation or what? Suddenly, when he stepped out of the protected land, he saw a large landscape where demons resided. It's basically a cheat code. His demonic energy flowed like a sound wave and even reached the boss. The boss even said that Aang is a higher rank than the demon itself. After conversing with his inner thoughts, our silver-haired waifu brought our MC to his senses while apologizing to the silver-haired girl. They noticed something odd with our MC, but the instructor commanded them to go outside already because they were the ones who were left. Our MC, Lan, Suijui, and Situ all work as a team. While acting tough, deep inside, she was scared that no one would team up with her. Soon they proceeded to the practical test. It shows that a huge rock, called a black steely, can dispel fog. I think it's for fighting demons to make them easier to deal with. Before starting the trial, the instructor gave daggers and a mini thingy dispelling fog. Their instructor explained their trial. It turns out that they will navigate in the mist and find flashing lights. After that, they will insert the mini dispel fog device and hunt demons. And it will all be recorded. This will determine whether they passed. Just like that, the trial has started. The trainees fought demons in the fog. More than a good physique and skills are needed. You also need teamwork and good communication to become a great warrior. And bang, the trial is done. It really is done just like the story. It's that quick. After the assessment, the squadron leaders watched to see who had the greatest potential of them all. Two of them were interested in Saitu, Dada Jella, the second squadron leader, and Joel, the first squadron leader. The third squadron leader is Yao Tang. Yao Tang is interested in our MC because he broke the core with no malfunction or glitch. While Yao Tang was in his thoughts, Dada interrupted him by knocking his head lightly and calling him Tang Tang. "Hey, our boy is rizzing this waifu." Suddenly he got flustered. Something is going on in here. Returning to the story, Dada mentions that there were only finless demons, the weakest type. And if there are one-fin demons, they must protect the trainees with their own hands. The current group's assessment was finished, and the battleground was reset, so the next group will proceed with the practical test. And the group of our MC is next. Before our MC could even react, C2 had stolen the spotlight already. They rushed to help C2. After a quick period, she applied the device to its proper placement using fast movements in the air. Dada even complimented her. Her agility is like from a blue core, even though his core was green. Suddenly, demons rushed to kill her. But Ong commanded Lan to shield her. Yao Tang was impressed because they already knew how to use their powers. After that, Ong instructed them to kill them one by one. Suijui slashed the monster multiple times and kicked it to the ground. After that, Lan was already at the spot where the demon would fall and punch it so hard that it flew. And yet again, they were complimented by their excellent teamwork. As we advance, it's Situ's turn. She rushed and jumped to the demon and stabbed it with her dagger. He applied something to it and made it explode. And the demon screamed because of pain before it died. Situ said, "Boom!" and it exploded. Talk about a badass character. The last round is with our MC. He swiftly rushed toward the demon, striking its vital points with the utmost precision. After recovering from that attack, he ran again for another one to finish it. The demon tried to punch Ang, but he decided to dodge and counterattack the demon, stabbing it in the stomach. But Ang wasn't quick enough to finish the demon, so it countered with a kick, which Ang dodged. After dodge, he twisted mid-dodge and stabbed the demon in the stomach again. Due to his weak body, it was not enough to kill the demon. He quickly retrieved his dagger and dodged the incoming attack. After dodge, he again countered. But this time, he slashed the demon's face. But with all of that effort, his power isn't enough. On the other hand, the audience thinks he is just playing with the demon and doing it on purpose. He was complimented by Dada and Joel. They said that he was impressive and moved like a veteran, which he actually is. Returning to the action, the demon was on its knees, puking green blood, and our MC was exhausted. It turned out that he was only assessing his body's capabilities. After assessing it, he decided to finish the demon. Still, a sudden change of plot happened because the demon he was fighting was killed by a one-finned demon. The trainees rushed to safety, and the squadron leaders rushed to protect the trainees. The squadron leaders were fast. Dada tried to calm down the situation. The squad of our MC was stuck facing the one-finned demon. The demon was finding the smell of the demon that was stronger. It was confused because it smelled like a demon, but it turned out to be a human. The demon asks which one of them has the scent of the demon, but they were frozen in fear. Our MC also feared it because his body couldn't defeat that thing. The demon decided to capture them all. It fired a red laser through their head to knock them out. After that, boom, the barrier was cracked and the two squadron leaders came to the rescue. But they were too late because the demon had already escaped within their eyes. After escaping, the demon left a big hole in the ground. When Dada is confused that the demon didn't kill the trainers but captured them, the ground suddenly bulges, and they see the demon escaping.